Let's talk about Captain Marvel. Let's talk about this movie and what it means for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. More importantly, what it means for Avengers Endgame. I don't think you're gonna like my theory. I don't think you're gonna like what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's Michael from the Loftus Party. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit that bell button, that kind of thing. That way you won't miss new videos. Let's rip into this one, shall we? Okay. Captain Marvel. I finally saw it. You have to see it before Avengers Endgame comes out. Here's my big fear. I just want to get this on tape before the movie comes out. This is like an I told you so, and I hope I'm wrong. Oh, I hope I'm wrong. Here's the deal. Marvel's been building this cinematic universe. They've been building all these movies up to this final one. It's like 20 movies. You got Iron Man 1, 2, 3, Thor 1, 2, 3. You got all these movies. You got the Hulk. They've all been good. They've all been enjoyable. And now at the very last second, Marvel's throwing in Captain Marvel. And don't listen, if you're a comic book person, you're gonna go, but Captain Marvel and the comic books did this. I don't care. Like, this is a different discussion. We're talking about the cinematic universe. We're not talking about the comic books. All right. You don't do this. You don't introduce a new character at the end of the book, and that's what Marvel's doing. We've been with these characters the whole time, and now at the very end, they're like, ooh, almost forgot to tell you, Captain Marvel's here. What? That's a total rip-off. Now, let's get to Captain Marvel and that movie. It made a boatload of money. It made $1 billion, so I'm not going to argue that the movie was a failure, even though cinematically and as a film fan, it was a failure. It was not a good movie. It just wasn't good. I didn't care. I didn't care. I was never worried about Captain Marvel, not once. Here's what they should have named the movie. Captain Marvel, my hands light up and I blow stuff up. Because that was it. She, like in the beginning of the movie, ooh, my hands light up and I could blow you up. Oh, don't blow me up. And then halfway through the movie, my hands light up and I can blow stuff up. Okay. And everybody knows her hands light up and she blows stuff up. And then at the very end of the movie, she saves the day because her hands light up and she blows stuff up. I was never worried like, uh-oh, she lost her powers. What's she gonna do now? How's she gonna deal with this huge new emotional, like nothing affected this chick. Nothing. Like, she's hanging out with Star Force and then she's separated from them. Oh no, she's separated from her friends. And she's like, hey, you guys, I'm on Earth. It's like 1990 something. I'm at a Blockbuster. I'll be back. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. And they're like, whoa, you're really a human. She's like, huh, wow, that's crazy. Check that out. And like, you're like, oh, she probably has a family and friends. She's like, I'm gonna go see my friend. Check this out. And then, are you worried about your family? And then her friend's daughter's like, you didn't like your family. You hung out with us. She's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Hey, did I ever tell you my hands light up and I can blow stuff up? Man, boy, talk about overpowered. Talk about overpowered. This chick is flying through spaceships. She's hurling missiles around. She can survive anything. Nothing seems to hurt her. She gets a little green nosebleed, but I guess she just does that, and then she runs. Oh, yeah, that's right. My hands light up and I can blow stuff up. It's ridiculous. At some point, you're supposed to care. Like the quick screenwriting class. You have a hero. They're like, "Oh no, I've got the situation," but they do all this stuff to try to solve their situation. They have a plan, and it all goes bad. And they're like, "Oh no!" It's like the hero's journey. This is the part where our hero's like, I'm gonna have to come up with something new, and I hope this works. And as the audience, we're like, I hope it works too. We're with you, buddy. And then, oh, it goes wrong, and they have to come up with another plan. And then the Death Star blows up, and we all cheer. No one cheered at Captain Marvel. It was just a boring, hey, your hands light up, and you can blow stuff up. She didn't care about anything. I didn't like what they did with Nick Fury's character. And the whole cat thing. When did Nick Fury become like a, ooh, kitty, kitty, and dancing and doing the singing during the dishes? What the heck? This is Nick Fury, you guys. He's talked about how he lost his eye in other movies. Last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye. And then it turns out that a space cat just gave him a little scritchy scratch and he got infected. What? So, okay, so now Nick Fury is just a big giant liar. Did you not watch the other movies? And don't get me started on the cat. The cat was ridiculous. And this is just me. It's a pet peeve. If an object has this much mass, they can't create, like, the cat is like a foot long, and then suddenly these tendrils are shooting out of it in this big CGI fapathon where a little tiny cat has 1,000-yard tendrils shooting out, eliminating all the enemies. Like, what? come on. Come on. I know it's a comic book and I know it's science fiction, but that's just stupid, and it makes us all feel bad. Okay, so they're about to, in my opinion, I hope they don't ruin Avengers. I really hope they don't, but Captain Marvel and her just bland, wooden, and this is where I don't blame Brie Larson at all. She memorized her lines, she was prepared to act, and someone told her, no, that performance was good. That's fine. She would literally say lines like, tell me about your first memory. And like the whole, you don't make friends much, do you? I guess we should go to the Hall of Records. Turns out I'm an Earthling. The whole movie was this. Have I mentioned that my hands light up and I blow stuff up? That was the entire movie. I was never happy for her. I was never sad for her. I was never worried for her. And you certainly, if you're going to introduce it, you just don't do it. You don't introduce a character when you're on the 1 yard line. Hey, here's a new girl to show. I don't know. Maybe the problem is like girl power. Maybe that is the problem. That like, because this is what they did with Rey. They had Rey in Star Wars, like just so overpowered. You're never worried. And that's what Captain Marvel, just so overpowered. My hands light up and I blow stuff up. I'm flying through the spaceship. I'll kill Thanos. Like you still need a hero's journey. You still need that moment, like Sigourney Weaver in Alien, and in 1 and 2 and 3. Like you were worried for her. You were worried for her. How's she going to do this? She doesn't want to fight that thing anymore. She's afraid. No, she finds the strength, and then we're happy for her. That never happened with me in Captain Marvel. And if she saves the day in Avengers Endgame, wow. That's going to be the biggest cinematic screw the pooch in the history of screwing the pooch. I hope I'm wrong. Boy, I hope I'm wrong. But if you look at the decisions they made in Captain Marvel, Disney and Marvel, they're not perfect. They make mistakes. They totally screwed the pooch on Star Wars. They screwed the pooch on Captain Marvel. Can you imagine if they fumble Avengers Endgame? That'll be like the biggest one in history. The biggest one in history. I hope I'm wrong. I really do.